Appreciate that. It's a good submission. That brings us to the end of our submitters today. So we have a resolution to move, second and pass before we wind up today, and then we will go through to a workshop on Tuesday, a briefing, at which point we can bring in anything that we want noted or highlighted at that point, and that will then be built into a report that comes to council. Was it July, I think? Yeah. Sarah, have you got a question?
Yeah, just so process-wise, I mean, I've already sent a couple of bits through and had some to and fro. If people are wanting to make changes, what process do they use?
I think we're doing that at the briefing.
Okay,
what I
at
believe.
the workshop.
Yeah. So
okay.
just don't fire anything through. I don't think at the moment. Is that? Otherwise, it's. I think it's more work for staff in that way.
But are they being flagged as they go?
Yes, the staff have been taking really good notes.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's from these because there were other ones.
So just keep hold of what you. I've been making notes.
The other thing,
going
it's going to be really important when the communications goes out, because we've had a lot of people coming and asking us to do more and go further.
Yeah, I know that.
No, can I just, so if we're able to communicate the next stage in the speed management plan with this stuff, rather than waiting till we do the next speed management plan, and just letting people know that we will be consulting again on the next stage and including.
Yeah, well, this is stuff we'll pick up on Tuesday, and we'll feed it in, because it's not. I've got lots of things I could throw in here right now.
I'm just aware that this is public and that won't be.
Yeah. So Sam.
So.
Sort of similar series, but not as such. Is the briefing on Tuesday going to be public?
No, it's probably a breakdown of what we've picked up from the hearing, and then the report will come to a public meeting in July.
Shouldn't the briefing be public?
I don't think it requires to be, because what happens there is that the staff from a briefing will formalise their recommendations, which will then come to a public meeting.
No. Normally the deliberations process
formalise our
public.
recommendations from the briefing.
So through the chair,
Yes, Megan.
right. So, sorry, I think Lynette's catching, but so ordinarily, this would have been a slightly different process, and deliberations would be in public, but they still will be. That's what will happen at the council meeting in July when you get the full report. What we just kind of need is a steer on what to put into that report, how you want to go. But you still will have your consideration and deliberations in public in that July, I think it's July meeting. But we're trying to
maybe just to put it the other way, is there a reason why it can't be? I just think, given the significance of it, I'm unclear as to why we can't just have the briefing.
Yeah.
Well, there's a time issue really at the moment, and we're trying to. This is obviously a consultation that occurred quite some time ago, and for a number of reasons was delayed.
So the hearings are in public, the submissions are all in the public arena, and the report will come with our recommendations to a public meeting, and that's the process that we've got right now.
Great. Can we just leave it with the chair to resolve with stuff? My preference is for it to be public.
Yeah, okay. Victoria.
I support us.
Victoria had a hand up. Yep.
Can I just follow up on what Megan said, where she said ordinarily this would be a different process? Can someone just clarify to me what, because I haven't done this before, I don't know what's different that we're doing now to different before.
Hang on, Megan can answer that.
So I suppose the issue here is that, well, it's actually not. It's kind of the same process that you're using for the annual plan, really. But so the point of the briefing on Tuesday is just to receive any feedback about any changes, so that the officers can put it into a report, which then comes to council, and you have your whole debate, your consideration. You can still make amendments, and so you're not putting anything in stone. But we need to get some kind of guidance about whether the report is on the right track, whether the recommendations that that you've been hearing, you want to make any amendments. So it's following essentially the annual plan process, which is what we would do for a full council hearing.
Okay, Sarah?
I was just wondering whether it was possible, because I'm thinking about the Takaha Streets one. We met 5 times as a panel. So, none of that was live streamed, and much of it after the actual hearings was just toing and froing with staff, looking at changes we might like, giving direction, those kind of things. And I'm wondering if instead of closing the hearings today and then having a briefing, whether we could adjourn to the briefing time and then close it at the end of the briefing kind of thing where we've given. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's if you want it in public, we can do it. There's no fundamental reason why it needs to be. It was just a timing, trying to move this along so we can get you to a decision.
It's still the same
in
briefing
July.
day. It's just adjourning it to then rather than.
But I'll just need to check what time that will be. But yeah, we won't be able to live stream it.
No, that's fine.
Okay, we'll take that offline then, and we've noted the request.
But
But I think
Pauline, you have to
we
say
will-
when we're adjourning it to.
I think we will close the meeting today. And that's what we've planned to do, and we'll
No,
put the resolution.
Pauline, if you close it right now as a hearings panel, then we have to, if it's a public thing, we have to redo and actually advertise and those kind of things for the date for the briefing day. If you just say you're adjourning it to Tuesday at 1 o'clock or whenever it is, then we don't have to re-advertise and do all the secretariat stuff.
So I'm just looking at the run sheet for Tuesday now, and it is set for 11:45. So
For how long?
until 12:30.
45 minutes. Okay,
Well, it's giving feedback and stuff. It's not.
all right, okay, in that case, with the will of the committee, we will, or of the council, we will adjourn the meeting
To 11.
11:45 on Tuesday with that's your guidance, that's okay?
Fine, that's what the council wants to do.
No, otherwise,
No.
do you want those resolutions
Well, they weren't
put then?
for tonight,
No,
it's fine.
because it comes at the
No.
end of the briefing.
We'll just adjourn. Oh, but no,
No, this one will keep.
we can still do these resolutions and still adjourn.
And still adjourn,
So
okay.
if we could move these, please, that I'd appreciate.
It would be helpful if we could move these. Okay, all right, Tim's moved, Sam is second. Any debate? Yanni's left, so I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. Adjourned till the Tuesday.
The ski.
Thank you.